All right, last topic of the day, as always, brought to you by the Kind of Funny forums. kindoffunny.com/Gamescast topic. Go there, leave your topics. We'll read them just like I'm about to do right now. For Maya Luke, I was wondering if you guys could weigh in on your thoughts on refunds for digital games. There seems to be people wanting refunds for Firewatch because of the length, and even people beating and enjoying the game and still trying to use Steam's refund policy to get their money back. Do you guys think there should be refunds for digital games? And if so, how do you think it should be implemented? No. No.
You don't think there should be refunds, period?
No. What? I mean, since when have you bought a video game and been like, you know what? I'm bringing it back.
I mean, I used to do that all the time.
But that's just not... That's not how things work.
I'm
now.
saying for like,
I agree with you.
I think it should be that if the game's broken, because if a game's broken, you can take it back usually, and it's varies store to store. I don't know. Sure.
But I mean, what do you mean by broken? Like
they're like, the game just doesn't work. It's Naughty Bear. It's Naughty Bear. If I bought Naughty Bear and it turns out, man, this is a garbage pile of a game, flaming trash, no one would ever like, I should be able to take it back.
I don't know.
No,
man.
and I mean, I'm talking about even unless I say that, the return window is when the question pops up.
Well, there's broken bad and there's broken. You have microtransactions. I put $100 into this game and I didn't get what I paid for. That's broken. That's capital B broken. Like,
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, that's the thing. In terms of digital goods in that way, if you pay for it and don't get the thing,
right,
that's an issue. Not liking the thing,
right.
That's like
there's been the Steam refunds where you buy this, where they buy the game and play the game, and the game literally doesn't work. That's what I'm saying. Yes, you should be able to be refunded on.
Okay, totally
just
agree
make
with
sure.
that.
Well, because you said no refunds.
Well, I mean, no refunds on something that just because you don't like it.
Yes,
does not make sense.
Right. Again, that I agree with. All right, fine.
Especially if it's a full refund, and you're just like, I'm just gonna take this Firewatch money and go right into something else. Like that's
it's like especially if you beat it.
Yeah,
you don't get to beat the game and then be like, well, like you should have rented it. If that doesn't work these days, I guess. But like, that's not how things go.
Sure, you paid admission. You're done now.
Yeah, but the refund policy on Steam is a reflection on the shitty nature of that catalog of games on Steam, that there's no curation, that like a lot of games are just totally broken and they do suck because no one is minding the shop over there. So like, which is why we talked about, is the idea, I think we talked about on PS I Love You actually, like is the idea that like there's too many games on PSN. Like they can probably remove half of those games on PSN and be totally fine. Like who's minding the shop? There is an objective kind of look. Games are good or bad, but depending on how you feel about them, there is an objective like, does this game even really need to be on our store right now? And Steam doesn't have that kind of stuff, so they do need to give people a way out of buying these shitty garbage games that are on there that are like flooding it. Like
I don't know,
like,
man. I just feel like
I think that's why. So I understand like why it exists because it's turning into the App Store. But and that that's just there's such a thing as too much selection. But again, like being honest and being like, I return games all the time in the PS1 era, like all the time, because like you could. I bought Saga Frontier. That game sucked. I brought it back. I bought Street Fighter versus X-Men. Played that for a few days. Brought that back. Bought like Tactics Ogre. Played that over a week, brought that back.
See, so you were gaming the system then. Like,
sure.
You were treating that like a rental service.
And you also weren't getting the full price back for these games.
No, you were. You could bring those
really?
games. Like there was a time, I think it was at EB, like there was a time where you had like 5 days or something, you'd be just bring the game back. Wow. Like, and that definitely was a time that existed.
That was a thing. I just think that's
right.
like, that doesn't make sense. Like you don't, I'm just trying to think of like an analog to this.
I was in 8th grade and I had no money, so I have no shame about that now.
If you go to a movie and you don't like it, you don't get a refund. If you go to the movie and halfway through the movie it stops playing, then you get a refund. That makes sense.
Yeah, you get just word to the public. If they cut credits, if you go see a movie and like you're the only dude in the theater and it's like the last showing on a Saturday and like the guy's like, well, you got up and left the theater, I'm gonna stop it. They have to play the whole thing. I got a free movie ticket one time because we were leaving the theater and they cut it and we were like, oh. And so we walked out. We were like, "You stopped the movie." Like, we
It's like a Seinfeld episode.
We paid. Yeah, I paid full money for the ticket.
Did they argue?
No.
Yeah.
We got a free ticket at that.
The assistant manager is all 17 years old. It's like, here you go, whatever.
But
the way people are gaming the system might be wrong, but there's a reason why that system exists specifically on Steam. That's all I'm saying. Using it on Firewatch, I'm not a huge fan of Firewatch, but it's certainly not a game you should ask for a refund on, in my opinion. If you don't. I agree with you that we shouldn't be gaming it. I'm just saying, being honest, I used to game it. So like it's easy for me to say for my ivory tower at 31 years old that's wrong. But when I was 12 years old, you better believe I was bringing shit back all the time.
Well, I mean, it's not a question of wrong or right or like would I do it. We all fucking know I would do it. But it's like, it's just more of like it's not, you're not owed that. Like, it's not something that like they need to do. Like, if Firewatch, having hiccups and stuff, you're not buying something because it's a perfect game. They're not promising you that it's going to run flawlessly. You're buying something and like you need to be educated on what you're buying.
I agree 100%. I actually full disclosure, and I hate to admit this, but like I don't watch reviews. For as many reviews as I've pumped out like over the years, like I don't I'm not like, let me see these GTA 5 reviews and see if this game's good. Like, got it. I'm getting that game. And like that's always kind of been my attitude about games is like when I purchase a game, I'm not like this game better be good. It's like I've done my homework. I know this is my type of game. So like this game might be good or bad in my spectrum of favorite games, but I'm not going to finish that and be like, oh, that was a totally bad decision. So like, yeah, there's a lot of weird games on Steam, but like if you don't know they're weird, I don't know what to tell you. Like if you've never heard of it, warning. Like
yeah, exactly. I think that's kind of the
like
thing.
early access.
If you're on early access, like you're wasting your money.
Right.
Most likely.
Well, Darkest Dungeon, I think, was a huge exception. Like Darkest Dungeon early
There's a lot
access
of good
was
stuff.
awesome.
there's good stuff, but I'm saying most likely. Like if you're just buying stuff,
yeah,
randomly
the odds
on
are not in
early
your
Just
access.
spinning the dial, whatever it lands on, picking that
but
game.
it's a reflection on the race to the bottom, and first of all, the expectation that things should be free or very cheap all the time, which is a stupid expectation, and that and an expectation that people are going to be sorely disappointed in, especially as they complain that video games are so expensive when video games are cheaper than they've ever been, just totally, completely. But also that it's a reflection on distrust of the marketplace, that people don't expect to find quality games or need an avenue out. It's not to say we used to depend on like box art in the NES era to buy games, right? And we would get some bad games. I mean, for every Faxanadu I played an Athena or a Deadly Towers. These games suck, but like you were stuck with them. And so I understand that like there's a fear of that. So I understand like why these things exist, but it is a distrust of the marketplace because there's no one minding the shop. Like Steam really
reviews.
is Steam, but
read the reviews.
But Steam
the user reviews.
The user reviews, sure, but Steam is just an example of something that's becoming way too bloated and way too big and is going to suffer from the same problems that the App Store is that there's 10 or 15 games that anyone cares about and there's a bunch of trash. And if you buy any of the trash, you're going to be stuck with it.
But but that's the thing is like I buy apps all the time, and I buy them after looking at how many stars it has, reading a couple reviews, seeing, this calendar app crashes every 5 times. Maybe I shouldn't buy it because that's a deal breaker to me.
Plus the Google Calendar app's free. What are you fucking doing?
But I'm saying, like, whatever.
I'm
Example.
fucking around.
Greg.
Can I make a joke?
But I don't know.
Jeez
I just don't understand
But
it. 'Cause it's like,
the other thing is like what game was Campo Santo advertising? Like that was the game I played. I don't know what to tell you. Like I saw a couple trailers for a guy wandering around a forest talking to a woman that I'm most likely I'm not going to see in this game. She's just going to be a voice. There's trees. Maybe a little bit of mystery. Done. It's like I don't know what weird 10-hour multifaceted.
Well, I never got a gun.
10 endings. Yeah. Like serial killer hunting game. People.
I
were
only watched
expecting.
one fire. It wasn't worth it.
damn. Alex McMillan says, do you think that trailers are as necessary for a game's success today as they were 10 or 20 years ago?
Hell yeah.
I think they're more.
Hell yeah.
They're more important. Like YouTube alone has like kind of made that such a mainstream thing where people expect to see game trailers,
That moment where you don't have a game and you suddenly do is everything. I don't know if it's half, but it's at least a third of everything you're gonna do. Everything. Like you might have to be digging yourself out of a hole for the whole time. That's why I was talking to the guys from Paragon, and like the first piece of media they released was just like a guy spinning. I'm like, guys, you can't. It's like, we know you're epic. We know you can make a good game. We can see the game looks good, but like the first thing, like this is what, like we know it exists. We don't know anything about it. Like that's not what you want your fans to be.
I also say 10 or 20. I mean, this could be a wild ignorant thing to say, but I don't think game trailers even existed 20 years ago. And I don't mean proper now game trailers. I mean, I don't remember seeing trailers, and I don't remember seeing trailers as we know them until the GameCube, PS2, Xbox era.
Yeah.
Before that, it was like PS Underground and all that kind of stuff where it was more demo.
Yeah.
Yeah, you'd see clips or whatever. Yeah.
Which is kind of
like
funny when you think
Nintendo
about it.
VHS tapes.
Yeah.
Stuff like that.
Star Fox 1, my God. Jeremy wants to know, how does a game developer find the line between a good story trailer and spoilers? I mean, that's hard, and I think with the modern trailer,
Telltale's just there's no way around it. You got it, That's why like we when we'd have shows where I'd be like, hey, trailer of the week, or this is my favorite trailer. I would never show Telltale because it's like I don't want to do that to you. Just drop a chapter 5 trailer on you and you haven't played 1 through 4.
It's hard, man. I think that, we talked about this before with trailers, but like game trailers are more and more becoming like movie trailers, and that's hard when movies are here's the story, right? It's a 2-hour thing. When you're showing bits and pieces from throughout that 2 hours, you can kind of piece together the entire thing.
Totally.
And when games are like Uncharted is a perfect example. Like that's hard. How do you make a trailer for Uncharted that doesn't spoil it?
Right.
It's impossible.
Yeah.
I also wonder. Well, the Uncharted trailer I didn't even watch because I don't care. I don't want to see anymore. I know it's gonna be great.
Right.
Everyone knows that. You know.
Well, but it's a good point. It's
yeah.
like I'm locked on that game. There's no question.
Yeah, like there's no. I mean, when I even saw it, I avoided even the PSX demo. You know, like I was like, I'm like, why do I need? Of course, it's gonna be awesome. Like, who expects anything less than that? It makes me wonder about the market imperative of like a studio like Naughty Dog or a publisher like Sony even having the publicize that game anymore. Like, like, and I'm not even being facetious. It's like there are certain games where I'm like, I don't even know you need to do this.
No Man's Sky, great example. It's
Yeah.
like, take a break. You know, like you're done. There's nothing else to show. You're fine.
Like, I would love the idea of them. I know it's not possible. I know it's a lofty kind of thing. But with Uncharted, it's so. I mean, the series is going to end, but it's such a. We know what it is, and it's such a tentpole, and it's so important for PlayStation specifically. It's like, why not just announce it and like not really show us much of anything? You know, like, well, like we all know what it is. Like, are you? And I know you're trying to attract a new audience on PS4 that never played the trilogy because they were not cool back in the the PS3 era, and you know, so I understand there's all these things that I'm ignoring from a marketing perspective.
Yeah.
There's marketers out there being like, what are you talking about? But from a gaming perspective, I'm just like, why are we so intent on ruining shit?
Mm-hmm.
Like, especially when we know it's good. There's nothing to prove. Horizon, on the other hand, like we don't know what it is. So send us all the trailers you want of the Division.
The example I always use, because I think Uncharted to get out to people who now have all these new millions of people who have PS4s who didn't before. I understand why they do it. I think we can avoid it. For me, I thought the one that should have been nothing was GTA 5. I was talking about how dope it would have been if GTA 5's commercials were just a black screen with like the montage and music behind it or whatever, and it just fades up on the logo and then it says the date. And I was like, you probably would have sold just as much because GTA people know they're in.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah, that's definitely a good point. But yeah, Uncharted is it's complicated because I think you guys specifically are in that. You're the other side. You're like, I know Uncharted, but then there's so many people that just don't. Whether or not they're Xbox people or not, like even PlayStation people, I don't think that Uncharted has that level of just everybody knows what Uncharted is. And I'm talking about PlayStation people as people that just own a PlayStation.
Yeah, I mean, the games, Uncharted sold only 21 million units cumulatively, and I think that includes Golden Abyss. So you're looking at something like 6.5 million units a game if you counted that. Uncharted 3 sold better than 2, which sold better than 1. But
don't forget Fight for Fortune.
But there were about 82 million PS3s or so in the wild now. So there are a lot of people that never played Uncharted. So there's definitely, which is shocking to me.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Like I don't even know. Like I as we're PlayStation people, and I don't know. It's not that like I think The Last of Us is better than Uncharted. So it's not like I'm a huge Uncharted fanboy or anything like that. I'm just like, how did you avoid this? If you have a PlayStation, this is like basically
what
all
did you
we had.
own? What did you own a PS3 for if you weren't playing this?
I mean, we had Resistance.
Yeah. Last guy.
Phantom says, hey, coolest dudes in video games. I noticed everything is getting an anniversary this year. Pokemon celebrating its 20th. Persona celebrating its 20th. Sonic's on its 25th. Dragon Quest is on its 30th. And even Wild Arms has something planned for its 20th anniversary. Can we say that this is the year of the celebration? And how should games celebrate?
Sure. I think we can say that this is the year of celebration. Why not?
Refunds.
Yeah.
Lots of refunds. That's how they should celebrate.
Yeah, games should celebrate by celebrating what they are, right? Like it's what we know, it's what you know now, and it's what I think PlayStation learned this generation is like it's about your community no matter how big or small it is, right? So yeah, for all these games that are hitting these milestones, they should talk about that.
Pokemon had a Super Bowl spot.
Yeah, exactly.
And it was awesome.
Okay.
Do retrospectives, do different things, put up, give out exclusive items and limited runs and all these different things that like matter. You're always talking about Wild Arms, like
Wild Arms is the fucking
exactly.
best.
So like there's people like you.
Yeah, I love Wild Arms. I can't believe Mediavision still exists and they're still making games. It's so awesome. My assumption is that they'll make a new Wild Arms to celebrate that, which is awesome. Or maybe remake Wild Arms, although they already did that. So the cool thing about this is the perfect storm of like a lot of great anniversaries. Pokemon, Persona. I can't believe Persona's 20 years old, but it is. Dragon Quest, which I adore, is 30 years old. I mean, that's pretty extreme kind of stuff. But like the other side of the coin is like what happens with Mega Man when they just totally shat the bed and dropped the ball on that anniversary. Released like a fan game, like Mega Man Cross Street Fighter, which was bad. And I'm like, you guys didn't like plan for this at all. Like there was nothing. You had nothing planned for Mega Man's anniversary. So there is another dastardly and dark side to this anniversary celebration where you get something where it's like it just comes and goes and there's nothing at all, and that's sad. So which is why with Mega Man's 30th anniversary coming up, my assumption is that they are gonna have a big game. Hopefully I told you, Capcom, I write it. yeah, like so there are both sides of the coin. I think that's over celebrating is better than under celebrating.
Yeah, and I feel like video games are in that. Like, is this the year of celebrating anniversaries? No, I think the last 5 years have been that. I think the next forever will
You're
be
the
that.
Yoshi, you're Luigi.
Yep, video games have gotten to the point that there is legacy in so many franchises, and it's like it's going to be a Mario or Zelda anniversary every year forever, because it's like the way that they kind of fudge the numbers, where it's like, well, it's our 5th anniversary or 25th anniversary in America and in Japan and in Europe, and here's the thing, and here's the 25th anniversary game that's actually coming out a year later or a year earlier or whatever. So it's like it's just a constantly celebrating, which I think's cool. I mean, why not? It's like it's giving perspective on whatever is happening, whatever the cool things are. I think things like Sonic need it the most. And even Pokemon. It needs a fucking kick in the ass of like, hey, here's like, let's do something new. They're not taking advantage of it with either of those franchises. But like,
just more of the same.
They need that shit.
Yeah, it's too bad I hate Konami too, because Castlevania turns 30 this year. And
You got a new pachinko machine.
Just play Bloodborne. You know, it's like that's the closest you're gonna get.
I know, that's what I was saying when I was looking at that. I was like, this would be an exceptional Castlevania like game, just in the universe, that gothic kind of feel, the flying buttresses and these sharp edges and stuff like that. It's a beautiful game. But Konami sucks, so I don't have any intention of them,
But
doing
I like that it opens up that conversation. Like if you have an 8-year-old and she's really into Splatoon, and then she's like, "Oh, the new Super Mario Brothers, this Mario game is fun." And you're just like, "Yeah," like she's learning about Mario, and then like, "Hey, it's the 30th anniversary, it's 40th anniversary," and she's like, "Wow, 40, I'm 8. This is a lot older than me." You're like, "Yes, it is." Like I like, we're sort of talking about retrospectives, just like anything to, inform people that like this has been around for a long time, and that's fine. It's actually kind of great that you don't know that, and that now you can learn.
Yeah, no, I mean it's and I do think that for as much as I'll give it, Pokemon is doing a great job of maybe not giving us the new games and like the stuff that I'd want like that, but in terms of celebrating, like it's been an amazing couple months just being such a Pokemon fanboy. And just kind of experiencing this shit. Like a couple days ago, they released Red, Yellow, and Blue on the Virtual Console. And it's one of those things where going into it, I'm like, yes, this is awesome. It's happening. I need to stay away from it because I do not want to invest into this. But then everyone on Twitter is posting pictures and stuff. And I'm like, fuck. Like, I lost. I'm so weak-willed. And I got it in like 3.5 hours later. I'm like, why did I do that? Like, why did I just, beat Misty for the 100th time? Like, and there's something about it that's so cool when everyone on every Facebook page
when it's an event, if you can make these things into events, right, that matters because you want to celebrate with people.
And it's like it's 20 years, but then then you start to read all these people's like memories and their essays that they're writing of just like, here's where I was 20 years ago. I didn't know where Pokemon was, but 2 years later I found this, and then the TV show, and then you start reading, you're like, fuck, man, like this is a part of me, and like playing the game, it's like, man, I remember being 8 talking to that guy. I remember not understanding what he was saying. I thought I had to do this. Like, it's all these like things that just instantly come back, and I'm like, I wish games did that a bit more for their
on the flip side, I actually dig anniversaries of stuff that I'm not involved in. Like I have, ready for this, Tim? I have never played a Pokemon game in my life. I've never even touched one. I have never moved a character in a Pokemon world ever.
As soon as you guys get your thing going,
well. No, literally, we had plans. Kyle and I were going to sit down. I was going to turn it on for the first time on camera and be like, okay. And he was going to talk me through it. And then every week, I think we're planning on still doing this. We're like, every week I check in with him, like, okay, on this level, here's what I don't understand. I don't like this.
I love this.
And that's really exciting. It was just like, oh, what better time than this huge anniversary to like finally jump in and right this wrong that I've never played a Pokemon. I'm a huge RPG fan and never got into it.
Love it. Love it. Final question of the day. Colin, this one's for you. This one is specifically for you. JRV says,
okay, yeah, well, this is fucking
hey guys, I thought of this question and figured it would be interesting to get your take on it. Which video game character would make for the best president of the United States?
BJ Blazkowicz. No, I don't know. It's a good question. Best video game president. Well, it's just character that would be president.
Mm-hmm.
God, I don't know. No one else has an answer for this?
Gordon Freeman, all action, no talk.
I'm going to go the opposite and elect somebody who has experience and is ready to step up, Mike Hager. From Final Fight. He's been a mayor forever.
That's a great.
We know that he'll fight. He'll fight in the streets to protect his town. What's he going to do as commander in chief?
Super healthy.
Super healthy.
That's a great answer. I can't do any better than that.
There we go.
One turkey meal a day.
You heard it here first. That topic brought to you by Harry's Shave Club. Guys, March Madness is almost underway. You're probably scrambling to figure out which teams are good this year, and yet we all
Tim,
know.
what teams are good this year in March Madness, actually?
Let's see. Let's think about it. We have
Who are you backing?
the Arizona Patriots,
Yeah, of course.
Right.
They're doing great.
and then there's the Carolina.
This is so much easier. Just
Panthers?
name schools.
He
and
doesn't
you-
even know.
North
he doesn't
Carolina.
even know.
North Carolina is a school.
Yeah,
Light blue is their color,
right.
and their animal is the parrot,
The Tar Heels.
the Tar Heels.
Yeah.
That's a made up thing.
Okay.
Tar Heels, that's not real. We all know Susan from the office is going to randomly fill out her bracket and beat you anyhow. That's me. I'm Susan in this scenario. What you really should be doing is figuring out how to get a good clean shave at an affordable price. And by the way, if you like Cinderella stories, I do. A startup by the name of Harry's is
Not
taking
those kind of Cinderella stories.
taking on the Razor Giants and winning guys over left and right. Harry's is the only shaving company that has both amazing quality and low prices. Quality, German engineered. I don't know if that's necessary. 5-blade cartridges, close, comfortable shave, no cuts or burns. Quality guaranteed. Full refund if you're not happy. So all you people complain about Firewatch, you should get on this. Price, factory direct prices. Cut out the middleman. Ships right to your door. Sell the blades at half the price of the leading brand. Proof. Over 1 million guys have already made the switch, and thousands more switch every day. Why pay $32 for an 8-pack of blades when you can get them for half the price at Harry's.com? The Harry's starter set's an amazing deal. For just $15, you get a razor, moisturizing shave cream, and 3 razor blades. Harry's doesn't like to discount because their prices are already so low, but we worked out a special offer with them. Harry's is going to give you $5 off your first order if you use promo code KFG. So stop overpaying for a great shave and go to Harry's.com right now. That's HARRYS.com and enter code KFG at checkout.
Guy with a beard selling razor blades. I
Oh,
like
yeah.
that.
Man. Hey, I still got to shave. You see this?
Yeah.
I shaved this morning. It's all good.
The all touch-ups.
Yeah. Got to be touched up. Going to Rooster Teeth.
I
By the
know.
time they're seeing this video, they'll see a
We'll
lot
have
of
all
tweets
died in
and
a
stuff. I don't know
plane
exactly
to
what's going to
Austin.
happen, but
So
things are
post this.
happening.
If the plane crashes, post this.
I hope that doesn't happen. Brandon, thank you very much for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
This has been a lot of fun.
I mean, not only considering the circumstances, but it's just nice to get up in town and hang out with you guys.
Yeah, I'm happy this.
I'm in
Trip's
HQ.
still
I'm in the
happening.
Nexus.
Yeah, you are in the room. How is it?
I'm
How do
getting,
you
I'm
feel
getting
about
valuable
this?
intel and taking it back to my cave.
All right, hey guys, they look like they have no idea what they're doing.
Yeah.
So we're probably in okay shape.
Good news. There's no rules, guys.
Yeah, obviously, we wish the best for you and
Thanks,
all the
man. Really
guys.
appreciate
I
it.
hope that things work out. If you need anything, feel free to reach out to us and the beautiful best friends out there because they've been so good to us. I'm sure they'll be good to you too.
And it's a warm, fuzzy feeling just getting out and meeting people that
Yep.
do what you do that you haven't spent a lot of time with, and
Yeah.
and you guys are great.
Yeah.
Genuinely, literally, the cameras turn off and they don't change.
Yeah, we do.
They're cool peeps.
Follow him at Trailer Jones. Follow him at Game Up Greggy. Follow him at No Taxation. Follow me at Tim Gettys. Until next week.